the left for Hull now rather than the right where he was in the first half, so he's still on the near touchline as we look at it, and the ball is put out of play past him for another throw that will be taken by Middlesbrough. Dijksteel taking it down towards the dead ball line, checks, turns back inside, finds Jones, good ball from Jones. Mowat inside the penalty area for Middlesbrough, comes back out to feed Akpom, urged to shoot, the 28-goal marksman lays it off instead. Mowat back towards Jones. Jones driving it in right-footed, it's clear. Middlesbrough pick up the seconds again on the edge of the penalty area. Another chance for Dijksteel. They try to deceive Syed Manesh, who was like a can-can dancer for a moment, high-kicking to try and block the cross, which didn't come in. It was a dummy from Jones, but when the cross eventually did come in, he was able to block it and put it out of play for another throw. But a little bit more purpose about Middlesbrough, Neil Redfern, at the start of the second half.
Yeah, there is, and they've needed to be honest with you, because they're a little bit sluggish towards the end of that first half. I'm just going back to Syed Manesh, and he's been a real feature of this whole side. Took his goals so well, and he's worked tirelessly up and down the wing. Really is a good player for him.
Dijksteel lays it back here for McNair. Now Mowat coming forward, just side-footing it down the touchline. Another opportunity for Jones to try and deliver, and he's checked back inside, beating Syed Manesh this time. And then his own clearance after the initial one fell his way is misdirected and miscued out of play for a corner, which is only Middlesbrough's second of the game, and it'll be taken on the right-hand side. Giles coming across to take it as Middlesbrough try and build up a head of steam at the beginning of this second half. They've only won one of the last 4 games, that magnificent victory against Norwich the other night. Well, what can they do to get themselves back into this one? Stefan, incidentally, just came across and had a word with the Middlesbrough coaching staff just for a moment. But all seems okay. He's taken up station again near the edge of the centre circle. Plenty of pushing and shoving going on inside the box, which is why we're waiting for the corner still to be delivered. Giles raises his right arm above his head. Now he swings it in, but it's well claimed by Carl Darlow. And it remains 1-0 to Hull with 4 gone in the second half. Yeah, that's the one place it can't go straight into the goalkeeper's hands, because it just takes all the pressure off Hull City. You know, they can get on a second phase if Hull get a clearance, but can't go in the keeper's hands. The ball is bowled out, and Seri has turned quite beautifully to try and get Hull going again. Jean Seri, who played in the Premier League for Fulham, promoted last season, but left the club to come to Hull. He scored the winner on his debut against Bristol City, but hasn't scored since. Slater, his partner in crime in the heart of the midfield, was put under all kinds of pressure there. He didn't quite deal with it as elegantly as Seri had, but effectively enough, and he's got it forward towards Vaughan, and he was pushed by Jones, and it's a free kick which will be taken by Hull 10 yards inside the Middlesbrough half. He's looked okay, Harry Vaughan. Yeah, I tell you what, his game as well, the little fella. He only looks about 12 years old, you know, in his white and black strip, but do you know what? He's got heart of a tiger, definitely. And he's competing in that midfield for Hull City. Did brilliantly there. Great take on his left foot. Drove with it and got a foul for his team. Well, I talked about this being Sheffield United's night. Get this. Reading 1, Luton 0. Andy Carroll with a header from a corner. So the team's third and fourth both trailing. As Hull bring it forward here, and a rasping drive from Louis Coyle, who made his way to the edge of the penalty area. He didn't have too many options either side of him, so went for goal, but fired it wide. As things stand then, Reading out of the bottom 4 as they lead Luton, and it's Queen's Park Rangers who've dropped into the relegation zone. QPR 1-1 at home to Norwich at the moment. Reading leading Luton by a goal to nil. Hull leading at Middlesbrough by a goal to nil, and Sheffield United would be nearly there if the result stayed like that. Yeah, I mean, it's looking a little bit ominous that way anyway. You know, I think the Blades have sort of got themselves in there on merit, you know, without relying on other people, but always helps when results go your way. Borough have it, left hand side of the penalty area as they try and get back on level terms, and it was blocked well again by Coyle, who was able to react and turn and then get the ball clear, put it out of play for a throw. Just to reiterate, as things stand right now, Sheffield United would only need 2 more points to gain promotion, and they might even have it done this weekend, where they don't play a league game. They are instead in that FA Cup semi-final against Manchester City. We've got it for you live on TalkSport. That's the one that kicks off 4:45 on Saturday. But in the opening 15-20 minutes or so of the action from Wembley, we will keep you updated with everything that happens in all of the EFL games. Neil, what are you spotting?
I'm just looking how high and wide that Hull City are prepared to stay. You know, Sayed Emanesh is really high and wide on this left-hand side, and Harry Vaughan on the other, making it difficult for Borough to keep that back four intact. It's been a problem for them all the game. You know, they make the pitch expansive because they pass the ball well. You know, they're able to play in little pockets of space and make advantage of it.
So that was a free kick that was taken by Carl Darlow, the Hull City goalkeeper, about 5 yards in from the right-hand touchline, as Sayed Emanesh was a yard in from the left. They were making it so wide, the pitch, just to illustrate Neil's point. Now, Sayed Emanesh hasn't got a player from either side within 18 yards of him as play restarts again over on the Hull right-hand side. The switch of play always on. Here's Vaughan. Sayed Emanesh has got cover now. He just flicked it out towards the touchline. He's quick, and he's just outpaced his man Dijksteel, who came back in the nick of time and flicked it back to his goalkeeper. But Vaughan played it forward into space. Sayed Emanesh looked third favourite, and he just went up through the gears. Blistering turn at pace.
Yeah, he's been an eye-catcher tonight, to be fair to him. Sayed Emanesh, really quick, great touch. I mean, he took his goal terrifically well. I mean, he's got the blessing of his manager to stay high and wide and not track back and help his full-back Callum Elder, but it's part of the plan and it's causing Borough a problem.
Can play through the middle, he can play out wide. He's not a prolific goal scorer. He's a 1 in 5 man, not quite a 1 in 5 man throughout his career. They signed him from Fenerbahce. He's been around the block a bit for somebody who's only 21, but he has caught the eyes. One for the notebook without a shadow of a doubt. Another goal back for Preston at Swansea. Swansea 3 up at half-time, but it's now Swansea 3, Preston 2. The impressive youngster Tom Cannon on loan from Everton got the first of those. Troy Parrott has scored the second. Swansea 3, Preston 2. And North End making a good fist of it to try and get themselves back into it in this second half and help their push for one of those lower playoff places. Reading 2, Luton 0. Andy Carroll has been sent off in that game for a second bookable offence. But Reading lead Luton 2-0. Middlesbrough on the front foot now with Jones. Ball inside the penalty area, side footed in. It's Hackney. It's 2-2 for him. And Middlesbrough are back on level terms. Great delivery from Isaiah Jones. Hackney walking onto it. He'd never scored a goal on home turf before Friday. Now he's got a couple. And 10 minutes into the second half, Middlesbrough 1, Hull 1, and Borough keep those hopes alive.
Yeah, it's a great goal, to be fair. And as soon as that ball goes in behind Callum Elder, he's got a problem, because the little fella Isaiah Jones is quick, and he did him in a leg race, and it's a great little cutback. He goes, rather than across the 6-yard box, he cuts it back to the second 6-yard box, and who's arriving there just at the right time? Aidan Hackney, and it's a great finish. 1-1.
Third of the season, the 4th senior goal of Hayden Hackney's career. He got one on loan at Scunthorpe last season, and now Dijksteel will bring it forward. But Sayed Emanesh used his pace in a defensive capacity there to come back and regain possession for Hull on the edge of the box. That second Reading goal, incidentally, has been disallowed. So it's Reading 1, Luton 0. Carroll with the goal, but 2 yellow cards for him, and he is off. Reading down to 10 men, but still leading third place Luton by a goal to 0. Fourth place Middlesbrough, back on level terms at home to 16th place Hull. And Hackney's given a free kick away over on the far touchline, and lent over Louis Coyle to offer an apology. Hull captain caught, and it's a free kick to the Tigers.
Yeah, I think he's just caught him in the face accidentally. I think he recognised it, to be fair, Aidan Hackney. What a tremendous young talent he is, by the way, Jim. It's a great ball cut back to him, but keeps his composure. It's all on one touch, gets a slight deflection, which helps it beat Carl Darlow, but it's always going in the back of the net.
Hayden Hackney's One of Our Own is the song that emanates around these parts. Remember, he's from just a few miles from here in Redcar. Just wonder how good he could be. If Middlesbrough ended up getting promoted, you would imagine he'll see fewer minutes on the pitch next season than he has this, but he also looks as though he's a player. Come back to that in a moment as Middlesbrough bring it forward and score again, and it's Archer, and they've scored twice in 3 minutes to turn this around, and the Riverside is in raptures. Play down the right hand side of the penalty area. Archer beat his man, the angle was against him, but the form he's in didn't need a second invitation, and he slots it low through the legs of the goalkeeper to make it Middlesbrough 2, Hull 1.
Well, you've got to ask questions about the centre back, Sean McLaughlin, because he's caught in all sorts of bad positional play, and the goalkeeper makes it easier for Archer, but doesn't matter for the striker. Finds the far corner, and early, really, it goes under Carl Darlow, but he's another one that's been an outstanding player for Borough this season, and he's scoring his goals at just the right time. A great finish, flipped this game on its head.
So that's 5 in his last 4 games here. Cam Archer, 9 in 18 he's got in this loan spell. So Hackney on 56, Archer on 58, and there's a different feel about the game now. Middlesbrough 2, Hull 1, with that double strike in double quick time. That means that Middlesbrough still have a chance, however faint it may be, of automatic promotion.
I mean, 2 goals in 3 minutes early in the second half. You know, you've got to ask questions if you're Liam Rosenior. Too easy for them goals to be conceded.
What a goal! Hands on hips, looks the favourite, hits it left-footed, and it's gone over the bar.
Yeah, he's never going to come down. The high tariff, to be fair, he's got to get it up and down really quick over that wall, but Hull City making a substitution now. It's the youngster coming off.
And you described him as being game, and he really has been that. Harry Vaughan, he gets a big embrace from Liam Rosenior as he leaves the field. Ozan Tufan with a little bit more experience coming on. You also described him as looking as though he was 12. I'm not even sure he does that. Yeah. 10 maybe. But I suppose that as you get older, they all look younger as you get older, don't they? But he's going to be a player.
Oh, hey mate, I mean, he's played well tonight.
Yeah.
I thought he's been an outstanding performer. In that first half, when Hull City dominated at times, I thought he was really instrumental.
So here's Ozan Tufan on as a substitute for Hull. Just the first ball forward from him. And McNair can watch it back to his goalkeeper. Stefan with the clearance. Dijkstale sticks out there at right foot. Appeals for handball in there. Middlesbrough whack it away, and it goes out of play for a goal kick away to our right hand side. Inter Milan are going to go through. Lautaro Martinez has just scored his 18th goal of the season. They're 2-1 up on the night against Benfica and 4-1 up on aggregate. And just to reiterate, over on Talk Sport, Erling Haaland missed the penalty, but his 48th goal of the season, his 12th in 8 Champions League ties this season, has given City a 1-0 lead on the night and a 4-0 aggregate advantage. And those semi-finals are going to be Manchester City against Real Madrid and Inter Milan against AC Milan, and we'll have them for you on Talk Sport. Middlesbrough in possession inside their own half.
They look a different side now, Borough, Jim. Found the mojo again. Passing's getting zipped about a little bit quicker, a little bit more urgency in what they're doing, a little bit more freedom. They're in control of this game now.
Dyksdale works it back for his goalkeeper. Middlesbrough able to turn. Howson. And then play forward by Mowat. Hackney takes over to Akpom on the right-hand side. Chuba Akpom has it again. Right-footed, it's clipped forward towards the edge of the penalty area, but cleared by Coyle. And then Hackney running onto it 30 yards out. And that really was high tariff. You can find it under optimistic. Shanked it off the top of his boot and goes out of play for a goal kick, which will be taken away to our right-hand side. Worryingly, from a Middlesbrough perspective, McNair has gone down now. He's holding his thigh, and that would be a problem as far as Borough are concerned if he's not going to be able to take a part in their playoff campaign through injury. No suggestion that it's serious enough that is the case at the moment, but the Middlesbrough coaching staff are on, just having a look at that problem that Paddy McNair has clearly picked up.
Well, this would be a massive loss, to be honest with you. And what they can't afford to do is they can't afford to be losing the amount of players they are at this moment in time going into the playoff situation, because Paddy McNair and alongside Darrell Lennon have been the real mainstay of this Borough back four. Absolutely brilliant this season. And hopefully it's only a slight strain, but gives the rest of the Borough players and the whole players chance to go and get a drink on the side. I bet Liam Rosini can't believe what's hit him. I mean, his team was well in this game at half-time and they've just been blown away.
Well, they're not going to take any risks with McNair, unsurprisingly. So Matt Crooks comes on, a player who scored at Bristol City in his only start since mid-January. Now, a midfielder by trade, so he's coming on. I would imagine they'll put Howson back at centre-half, will they?
Yeah, it's looking like that, yeah. Yeah, it's looking like that. Hackney comes back in midfield alongside Mowat.
And Crooks will go out to the left-hand side for Middlesbrough, midway through the second half. This is how it's looking late in the other games in the Championship. Blackburn 1, Coventry 0. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Norwich 1. Swansea 3, Preston 2. Watford 1, Cardiff 3, as it was at half-time. Middlesbrough bringing it forward again towards the edge of the area. That's taking a deflection. They'll get a corner. It's an Archer shot that just flicked off the nearest Hull City player. And it was a good recovery from Greaves, actually, because he'd stumbled but then was back on his feet to flick it wide. So those scores I've just told you all, it's 7:45 kickoffs. They're all in the last 5 minutes or so. This one 3-1 to Middlesbrough. Reading down to 10 men. Andy Carroll sent off, but he has scored the only goal of the night. Reading 1, Luton 0. They've got 18 minutes left to play there. We've got 20 minutes to go here. In comes this Middlesbrough corner. Works short into the feed inside the penalty area. Back out towards Jones. Jones to Giles. Play forward towards Akpom. Didn't quite get there. And Hull are going to be able to get it away. They'll work it down to Ozan Tufan. Dyksdale slid in but couldn't come away with possession. Chari finds Jean-Michel Seri. Played forward by him out towards Louis Coyle. Coyle chipping it left-footed towards the edge of the penalty area where it's half cleared. Brought back under control again. And Hull once more with Seri. Played down the left flank for a little reverse ball that just simply hadn't been read by Ozan Tufan. Pelkas couldn't hide his dismay that the Turkish international wasn't on the same wavelength as him. Now Middlesbrough are going to be able to get it away.
Just look at the importance of Johnny Howson. I know from his time at Leeds United what a good pro he is, but just read that ball through there, got onto it, came out comfortably, nice simple pass, just open play up. He's such a good servant for Middlesbrough down the line.
274th game for Middlesbrough tonight. And he played more than 200 for Leeds. He played nearly 200 for Norwich. He had more than 400 at this level. He got into 3 figures in the Premier League as well. We'll be hoping to add to that tally next season. Ball on the edge of the Middlesbrough penalty area is whacked away by Zach Steffen and headed back by Greaves. A return through the midfield by Howson in this deeper role that he's got now at centre half alongside Lenihan, who's just come forward to meet that, and he's just given a shove under the flight of the ball by Pelkas, but plays allowed to continue, and Middlesbrough bring it forward again with Akpom, out towards Ryan Giles. It's back for Akpom again, trying to waltz his way through, and got his left foot caught underneath the ball, and so it went over the bar, out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, it was good play, great little ball back to him, and he just never set. He was always leaning back as he took the shot on his left foot, and as a result it cleared the bar. But playing comfortably within themselves here, Borough, and keeping Hull at arm's length at 3-1. So reshuffle back forward, Johnny Howson in the middle of it, and Smith missing at right back, Dyche still there, but it still looks good enough at this moment in time to take the points.
Double change for Hull, and Doherty and Longman are coming on, and Seri and their goal scorer Sayed Manesh are the players that are being replaced, Neil.
Yeah, well, I think he's got to roll the dice a little bit, to be fair. Liam Rosinia, you know, it's a funny one for him because his side played ever so well first half. But then again, you look at it on paper, 3-1. It's quite comfortable at this moment in time for Borough.
17 points from 16 games they had when Michael Carrick took over. 21st in the table. If they hold on here, they'll have taken 57 from 27 games since he took charge. Their last playoff campaign back in the 17-18 season, they lost in the semi-finals to Aston Villa. They will still just mathematically have a chance of automatic promotion at the end of the night, providing Hull don't launch a fight back. Hull, though, have scored more goals in the last 15 minutes than any other team in the division. They do tend to get the trip, but it's going to be tough for them tonight with the injuries that they've got. The changes, Greg Doherty on, a player who used to play his native Scotland with the likes of Hamilton and Rangers. He's not started for a good few weeks now, been cast in the role of substitute. A terrible ball out from the goalkeeper. He's back in from Jones, and Akpom has probably had his worst shot of the season. Coming onto it, he sliced it with his left foot, and it's gone out of play nearer the corner flag than the goal. Yeah, leaning back again, reaching for it. It's not like him, Akpom. He's really clinical in and around that second phase, but brilliant from Isaiah Jones. He's been a breath of fresh air since he's come on. I mean, Tom Smith was playing well at right back, but different dimension altogether with Dyche stealing at the back of Isaiah Jones and letting the little fella trap on. He's really given Borough a front foot mentality on that right hand side. Joe Allen scored for Swansea earlier tonight. He's now been sent off. Swansea still leading that game 3-2 at home to Preston. They're still playing there in stoppage time. But Swansea down to 10 men. Hull on the front foot here. Howson brilliantly reading the situation. Academic as it turned out, because the offside flag was up against Callum Elder. But Howson, not to know that, track back, slid in and gets the appreciation from Zach Steffen for his ability there. 3-1 to Middlesbrough on TalkSport 2. We've got 16 minutes to go. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's a tough one for all at this moment in time because they've not done a lot wrong in this game. Just probably didn't come out of the traps for the first 5 minutes after half time, and within them moments, that's when the damage has been done. And Borough are up at the top end of the table for a reason. They've shown the true credentials tonight. Don't forget, we've got both English clubs in Europe tomorrow night on day 11 of our 25 successive days of live football. Manchester United, who led in twice, conceded twice in the last 6 minutes to Sevilla last week. 2-2 from the first leg. They're in southern Spain tomorrow. It's live on TalkSport with the build-up starting at 7 ahead of an 8 o'clock kickoff. TalkSport 2, West Ham locked level with Belgian club Ghent, 1-1 from the first leg. They're in the East End of London tomorrow. That also kicks off at 8, and it's here on TalkSport 2. Middlesbrough in possession, 3-1 up with 15 minutes to go. Back it goes for the old campaigner Howson to Hackney, who will certainly benefit. What an education he's getting as a central midfielder, playing alongside Howson and playing under Michael Carrick. I mean, it's the stuff dreams are made of. Yeah, and it's perfect. It's perfect because, you know, he'll talk to him, he'll show him the role. Johnny Howson, obviously Michael Carrick's played at the highest level, one of the biggest teams in Europe in Manchester United. So he's got the perfect breeding ground here, Hackney. He's been nominated, incidentally, for Manager of the Season, Michael Carrick, along with Vincent Kompany and also Mark Robbins. Here's Akpom, who is going to come close, I would imagine, to Championship Player of the Year. I would think. I don't know what makes me think that. The ball played forward by Hull, but away from Longman, who gave chase. Stefan Bolton towards the left-hand side, and Middlesbrough will be able to bring it forward again. 13 to go. 3-1 to Middlesbrough, who trailed at half-time, but scored 3 in 5 minutes. Hackney, Archer and Akpom to make it 3-1. And as things stand, if Luton can't find a way back into that game at 10-man Reading, Borough will be up to third tonight, above Luton on goal difference, significantly better goal difference. Borough's 30 as things stand, Luton's is 16. They'll be locked level on 74 points with 3 games to go after tonight, if the results stay as they are right now. Middlesbrough bringing it forward, room for Matt Crooks in the midfield. And he can receive the ball and turn and gallivant forward and then get a return ball from Giles, but it just couldn't quite get into his stride. 6 inches out, and it came back off the back of his foot in the end, and Hull are able to clear it.
Yeah, one of the big things for me in this game tonight, and it's been a real trait all the way through the season for Borough, is how well they cross in wide areas. You know, they're really aware of the 6-yard box and the second 6-yard box. That's the area just in front of it. And people flood those areas, and they get on the end of things and they make things happen. They've scored countless goals from crosses this season.
And Giles often integral in that with his great delivery from the left. It'll be interesting to see where he's playing his football next season as well, because he's always done well in these loan spells that he's had. Middlesbrough bring it forward here with Akpom and trying to ride the challenge of Greaves. Both ended up on the deck. Akpom back to his feet more quickly. Finds Crooks, back for Chuba. Akpom again. And now Jones will take over on the left-hand side of the penalty area. He then stumbled, and Pelkas, as a result of that, is going to be able to get it away and then give it away. Jones again, down towards the byline, chipped in, left-footed, Arch with a little header, and he split the difference between the goal and Akpom. And it was an easier save than it might have been for Carl Darlow.
Brilliant again, though, Jim. I'm just looking at on the replay how they flood the box and the areas that they pick up. I mean, this isn't done by coincidence. This is repeating on the training ground, practice. Great little cutback from Giles. It's a good little header, just needed a little bit more and it finds the back of the net, but fantastic play by Borough.
And that's why they've scored as many goals as they have. I mean, Burnley are going to be runaway champions as Pelkas fires well wide from the edge of the penalty area. But Middlesbrough have scored more goals than Burnley. They've got 82 now this season. They almost certainly by the end of the season will be averaging 2 goals a game, you would think. And when you can do that, you always fancy your chances in any game, and that would be fantastic form for a playoff campaign. Any side playing against them know that you're probably going to have to score 1 or 2 even to get any form of positive result.
Yeah, spot on. You know, and I look at tonight, and they've not played that badly here, Hull City, but you know, they're being comfortably beaten at the moment. Swansea down to 10 men after Joe Allen's dismissal, but they've scored a 4th. Joel Peru on target again. That's 2 for him tonight, 19 for the season. And it's going to be a 5th win in 6 for Swansea, and only a 3rd defeat in 13 for Preston. Swansea 4, Preston 2. It has finished Watford 1, Cardiff 3 at Vicarage Road. 3 goals in 10 minutes for Cardiff there. Now that's a massive result as far as they're concerned. And Luton have equalised at Reading. Carlton Morris, their leading scorer, 19th goal of the campaign for Luton. And the 10 men of Reading have been pegged back. It's Reading 1, Luton 1. Well, that means that Middlesbrough won't be ending the night 3rd if the results stay as they are at the moment. But they will be able to bring the ball forward here and find Crooks. It was good play by Mowat. And then Archer just waiting for the ball to drop, and it looked as though for a moment Coyle was going to present it to him. Hull are able to work it back to their goalkeeper. Darlow gets it out and finds Traore. Traore in a much deeper role now because they've got Longman going through the middle with Ozan Tufan. Middlesbrough are going to make another change in a moment. Dan Barlasser is the player that's going to be introduced. Here's Ozan Tufan, the Turkish international, more than 60 caps for his country. Laying it back towards the edge of his own penalty area. Then becomes a fight ball. Callum Elder has won it. The man making his 100th appearance at this level tonight. He lays it back for Greaves, who was fouled by Akpom, and it's a free kick which will be taken on the
left-hand side. So a change will be made by Middlesbrough, and they're going to bring Barlasa on for Mowat. And as they do so, let's get full-time details of that game at Vicarage Road. Ian Abrahams.
For 1, Cardiff 3. First half goals from Kit Pray and Teze, and a brilliant overhead kick by Cabra, cancelled out Sarr's goal. Cardiff up to 19th. Watford kissed goodbye to the playoffs. They were dreadful. Watford 1, Cardiff 3.
That's another shocking result for Watford. Coventry have equalised right at the end at Blackburn. Blackburn 1, Coventry 1. Looks as though Rovers are going to end the night in 5th. But Coventry have equalised right at the end of that game. And it might even have been, I'll confirm it for you in a moment, it might even have been the goalkeeper forward for a corner that has scored the goal. Blackburn 1, Coventry 1, with pretty much the last touch of the day. That has finished 1-1 there, and that's a massive blow for Jon Dahl Tomasson's men. In fact, Mickey Gray can give us the full-time details from there. Mick?
Yes, it's finished here, Jim. Blackburn Rovers 1, Coventry City 1. Blackburn took the lead on 38 minutes in the first half with a great ball in from Rankin Costello, and Sam Gallagher just headed the ball low into the bottom corner. They came out in the second half and it was all Blackburn yet again. Lots of chances, but we had 5 minutes of added on time, and literally the last touch of the game, the goalkeeper Ben Wilson from Coventry City came up for a corner. He's got himself into the 6-yard area, and the ball has been bundled into the back of the net. It's a nightmare for the home side. I don't think a draw really suits either of these sides, but what a lifeline for Coventry City. Finished here at Ewood Park. Blackburn Rovers 1, Coventry City 1.
Yeah, it is a lifeline for Coventry because they're a point adrift of the playoff positions. They've played a game more than Blackburn and West Brom, who are the two sides immediately above them. Blackburn up into 6th, but we'll feel that it should have been much better than that. Blackburn 1, Coventry 1, as Mickey was saying. This one 3-1 to Middlesbrough. We've got 6.5 minutes to go. It's played forward by Traore for Hull City. Callum Elder making a run down the left-hand side, and he will be able to deliver. Blocked again. Good defending, good resolute play at the back by the Middlesbrough midfield. And it was Dan Barlasa that got in the way to block it. And Hull will make another double change. So Woods and Simons are the players that are coming on. Ryan Woods, the central midfielder, former Brentford and Birmingham man. And Xavier Simons, the 20-year-old who signed from Chelsea, where he made one appearance for the first team. And they're the players that are coming on. Traore is going to be coming off, and Pelkas is coming off as well. Woods and Simons for Traore and Pelkas.
Yeah, that looks like they're shoring up the midfield with Woods, maybe going 3 in there now. Maybe a bit limitation damage, I don't know. Still looks like a 4-4-2 though.
Well, Swansea have beaten Preston by 4-2. Details follow in a moment. Middlesbrough are able to play the ball out to Crooks. He's one of 9 substitutes on the field now. Here's another, Barlasa. Not too far in front of the back 4. Just rolling it forward into the feet of Hayden Hackney, who hit the post early in the game and then scored the first of Middlesbrough's 3 quick-fire goals. Middlesbrough 3, Hull 1 the score with 5 minutes to go. You're listening on TalkSport 2 with Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18+. Please drink responsibly. Hull succumbing to the Middlesbrough press again. It's Jones, it's Akpom, and it's a good save by Carl Darlow. Came out, narrowed the angle really quickly as Akpom tried to shoot on the turn. Darlow was in the way and was able to save with his body.
Yeah, it's a fantastic save by Darlow. I mean, it was unlucky Akpom because he's hit the target, he could argue. But it's that man again, Isaiah Jones, who's been a real breath of fresh air for Borough in the second half. I mean, he's caused all sorts of problems in this right wing position. But they just look a little bit loose at the back now, Hull. I don't know if the belief has gone out of the way they can get something out of this game tonight, just with the manner of the goals and how they've gone in for Borough. But they played so well first half, but they've been a shadow of themselves second.
2 more quick Champions League goals. Inter Milan 3, Benfica 2 now. Antonio Silva's just pulled one back for Benfica. Correa had given Inter a 3-1 lead on the night, and that's 5-2 on aggregate to Inter Milan, and we're going through to the semi-finals. Here's Dijksteel, who's never scored for Middlesbrough, finding Jones. Jones clipping it inside the penalty area, and Crooks did well to get across his man and the goalkeeper, but His header's gone wide.
He's brave there, to be fair, big Matt Crooks. It's a fantastic ball in again from Isaiah Jones. Just left it right in the middle of the goal. And at times he's run well, Crooks climbs above the goalkeeper, but he does enough just to put him off and he misses the target. That could easily have been 4.
There's been a better balance about them in the second half, hasn't there, with Jones playing instead of Force on that side?
Yeah, but he's given him an outlet, you know, and I think his pace has been a problem for Callum Elder. He's not really dealt with him, not really got close to him. You know, I mean, little things like Johnny Howson going in at the back and shoring things up there and coming out with the ball and playing. You know, they're a really well-rounded, balanced squad, and they're comfortable adapting to different positions. You can see that. Manager's got to take a lot of credit, Michael Carrick.
Manchester City have conceded at the Allianz Arena. Bayern Munich 1, Man City 1. Joshua Kimmich from the penalty spot. Haaland missed the penalty in the first half for City, but has scored his 48th of the season. 4-1 the aggregate lead in Manchester City's favour. Only 7 minutes to go there. They're going to be fine. But you can imagine Pep will be frustrated if they don't extend it to 11 straight wins in all competitions. Middlesbrough bringing it forward here. Looking to make it 10 home wins in 12. Well, Greaves can bring it away, and then Hull will be able to bring it further forward. Just showed too much of it to Howson, and that was not speed of legs necessarily, but speed of thought. Just read the situation perfectly, stepping up from the defensive line at the right moment. And Barlasser then is fouled and wins a free kick from Woods on halfway. It's 3-1 to Middlesbrough in the closing stages. 2 minutes to go. Oh, Akpom from 45 yards. Saw Darlow off his line, but didn't quite get the elevation right on the flighted lob.
Yeah, that's a player with confidence, playing with confidence. You know, it's a fantastic bit of awareness. He saw the keeper just slightly off his line and he's unlucky really. A little bit, a yard higher, and that goes in over Darlow.
Now let's get full-time details from South Wales. 6 goals and a proper old-fashioned skirmish for Lawrence Mora.
Oh my days, Swansea 4, Preston 2, 6 goals, 2 red cards, a 30-man brawl. It was epic stuff. Swans looked out of sight at the break, 3 up. North End's Tom Cannon and Troy Parrott scored in the second half. That made it interesting. Late on we had an almighty touchline scrap. Preston manager Ryan Lowe and Joe Allen, who was a sub at the time, they were both red carded. And then deep into added on time, Joel Peru wrapped it up with his 19th of the season. Preston's playoff hopes lying in tatters as the games run out. Swansea 4, Preston 2.
Thank you, Lawrence. We're in the 89th minute of this one, and a free kick to Middlesbrough on the right-hand touchline.
Yeah, just how the stats have changed in all this half, Jim. You know, you're looking at the expected goals, 2.16 now for Borough, only 0.93 for Hull City. Had to contain this Borough side for much of this second half, and they've been outstanding, to be fair. Really shown the credentials as side capable of getting out of this division.
Now, to put that in perspective, Hull had a better XG at half-time. They've only been able to add to it by just a shade over 0.1 of a goal in this second half in the face of this Middlesbrough possession. I mean, it's been a really, really good second half performance. Hull very good in the first 45 minutes, but Borough have been outstanding in the second.
Yeah, and it's the control and the manner of it. You know, they've not got flustered. You know, they've kept doing the right things. They've got the goals at the right time. You know, I mean, if you've got somebody with nearly 30 goals coming from midfield, coming from that 10th position in Chuba Akpom, then you know you've got the confidence to go and win games.
We've gone into stoppage time, 3 added minutes. Ryan Giles on the front foot here for Middlesbrough, putting it back inside the penalty area. Crooks with a layoff. Barlasser trying his luck. Now Crooks, and it's high and wide at the top right-hand corner. Let's get full-time details from Loftus Road. Charlotte Richardson.
Full-time QPR 1, Norwich 1, and you really do wonder if a point will be of any use for either of these sides. QPR's opener from Lyndon Dykes was cancelled out by half-time substitute Adam Eder. It was a nervy, it was an edgy game, and neither side had a cool head to show match-winning quality or composure to warrant what would have been 3 very valuable points. Full-time QPR 1, Norwich 1.
Well, if Reading can't find a late winner against Luton, Queen's Park Rangers will be a point clear of the bottom 3. Middlesbrough looking for goal number 4. Akpom, was he brought down? Jones couldn't quite get in a position to walk the ball into the net. Akpom gets off his knees with arms outstretched, pleading with the referee. Hull are allowed to bring it away.
Brilliant by Dan Barlasser as well, breaking from midfield. Fantastic play. He was unlucky not to get his second of the night. Akpom.
Barlasser's got it now. Plays it back for Howson. Now Lenihan. Akpom. Oh, what a turn. Just dragged the ball with the studs of his right foot towards his opponent on the half turn. Coyle didn't read it. And Akpom then was able to play it on the half turn and whip it out towards the right hand side where Jones's pace is going to cause problems again for Callum Elder. Elder faces him up, Jones slips it down the side of him. Hackney with a good run, he checks back towards the edge of the area for Barlasser. Barlasser into the feet of Archer. Oh, great turn from Archer as well. There'll be some goal if they can find a finish to this move. Howson working it out towards the left hand side for Giles. Giles attacking the corner of the penalty area, then stops. Waits for support to arrive. Fires it in, left footed in towards the near post, and it's Simons and goes out of play for a corner.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing with such confidence. It's almost cruel, that little bit of play by Borough around the box. They're teasing Hull a little bit with a little 5-yard passes into the box and then back out, across the box, out to the left-hand side. They force a corner from it, but absolutely dominated this second half, Middlesbrough.
So the corner will be taken. Might be the last of the game on the Middlesbrough left-hand side. In towards the near post there. It's a good defensive header by Coyle. Will find touch. Goes out of play for a throw almost midway inside his own half. It was a very good piece of defending. Giles will bring it forward again and then just drops the ball off at the feet of a teammate. Played forward towards Cam Archer. The left-hand side of the penalty area. He'll take it down towards the corner flag. He's got 2 Hull players around him. And the referee signals the end of the game. Middlesbrough keeping their hopes alive. Very, very faint hopes. But mathematically they could still win automatic promotion. What will most please Michael Carrick, though, is the performance in this second half. Realistically, they know what their fate is. It's a playoff campaign. But if they can play in that playoff campaign as they did for most of this second half tonight, they're going to be the ones that will take some stopping. Chuba Akpom with a record-breaking goal. First player for 25 years to score in 9 successive home games in the Championship. Hackney and Archer had scored in the 5 minutes prior to that. Hull had led at half-time. Simply found Borough too hot to handle in the opening stage of the second half. Michael Carrick, big beaming grin on his face at the full-time whistle because his Borough side had beaten Hull 3-1.
Yeah, and that's on the back of another great win against Norwich City, a previous game as well. They're showing the true credentials for me tonight, Middlesbrough. You know, they didn't come out really first half. You've got to give Hull City credit. But second half, they just blew Hull City away. I mean, there was a 5 minutes just after half-time where they got 2 goals and they just couldn't do anything about it, Hull. You know, it's such good play, incisive. The tempo got stepped up and they were on the front foot from the off-Borough, and I've got to be really pleased with that performance, Michael Carrick, because whatever you think, you don't think, you take that sort of momentum into these playoffs.
And a word about Hull City. Liam Rosenior's side had plenty of positives in the first 45.
Yeah, listen, he'll take lots from this game. You know, I thought they were very good first half. I thought they played some good stuff. They took the game to Borough, scored a good goal. You know, they're just a little bit short, and I think that Liam Rosenior will realise that. And you know, he needs a good few transfer windows under his belt to try and get 1 or 2 of his own players in to add to this Hull City side. But they give a good account of themselves first half.
Finally, the commentator's hospital pass of the night. What division are Middlesbrough playing in next season?
I can see them going up, mate, to be honest with you. You know, I think it's going to be tough. Playoffs are always tough. You can't call them, you know, from one season to the next, but they're showing the right sort of credentials. You know, they've got momentum, they've got a little bit of bite about them. You know that they're always going to be in a game because they can play with the ball, and they've got a young manager who's only going one way, and that's up.
Well, it finishes here 3-1. Neil, really enjoyed your company as ever. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers. Neil Redfern alongside me here at the Riverside Stadium tonight. It has now finished. Reading 1, Luton 1, Reading holding on. Luton 3rd, Middlesbrough 4th. That's how the table looks tonight. Good night for Sheffield United, all things considered. And your reaction to everything in the EFL tonight and the Champions League, as well as Manchester City make it through to the Champions League semi-finals, is over on TalkSport Sports Bar right now. 03717 22 3344 for all the reaction. Coming next here on TalkSport 2, it's the EFL show with Dan Windle and David Priest.
TalkSport 2, official broadcast partner of the Premier League and the EFL. EFL Live on TalkSport 2 with Carling. The UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
At Lidl, we're big on freshness. So if you're not 100% happy with our fruit and veg, we'll give you your money back. That's Lidl's Fresh Promise. And we think it's pretty fresh thinking. As fresh as a daisy, or like a plum or some kale or something. Now that's big on quality, and always Lidl on price. Excludes NI. See lidl.co.uk/fresh for details.
Introducing McDonald's Winning Sips. With millions of prizes to be won, like a McDonald's strawberry milkshake, a Big Mac, a pair of McDonald's socks. Hold on, £100 in cash. Bloomin' heck, that's 10 grand.
Y'all ready for this?
Play McDonald's Winning Sips on medium or large soft drinks. Fill your cup, try your luck. Promotional drinks only. Ends 25th of April. App registration may be required. 18 plus, UK only. T's and C's apply.
Friday's Euro Millions could make 20 UK winners' dreams come true. But not the kind of dream where you're naked at work. No, the one where they're relaxing on their own luxury super yacht. 20 UK winners are guaranteed to be millionaires this Friday. Euro Millions from the National Lottery. Play on app. Account terms, rules and procedures apply. Players must be 18 or over.
Costs continue to soar.
Let's keep that sky high. A bit like my gas bills, Ali.
As prices keep rising, we've nailed down hundreds of hours so you can nail spring. Prices nailed at B&Q. You can do it.
Prices held until at least June may be subject to temporary discount. Subject to availability. Excludes B&Q local stores.
With LV, I can get my car insurance from just £219, which is just the kind of price I'm looking for right now. And if I'm hit by an uninsured driver, I won't lose my no-claim discount, because insurance is simple when it's me and LV.
No wonder we're rated excellent on Trustpilot. Get your quote today at lv.com. 10% of new customers paid £219 or less August 2022 to January 2023. Uninsured driver promise is non-fault accident only. Other vehicle and driver details required.
Farewell camera flash selfies that don't even look like yourself. Ciao to blasting life's precious moments into overexposed smithereens. It's time to finally admit it. Flash sucks. But Light Boost is awesome. The new Samsung Galaxy A54 with light boosting technology. Get free Galaxy Buds 2 worth £139 when you buy a new Galaxy A54 5G. Available at O2. Give dependent on qualifying purchase direct from O2. Ends 10th of May, subject to availability while stocks last. See o2.co.uk/terms.
Right now at Morrison's, you can get 5p off every litre of fuel when you spend £35 or more in-store or online until Sunday 23rd of April. So while you're filling up your trolley, you can fill up your car for less too. Coupon required. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See in-store or online for details. Redeemed by 1st of May.
Get all the top-flight action with essential football reviews on TalkSport with Nissan's All-Star Vans. Listen to Hawksby and Jacobs all this week from 1 for unrivaled analysis of all the biggest fixtures. Every game, every goal, every glorious moment. Unpacked by the experts in post-match punditry.
A game-by-game dissection of the Premier League and FA Cup. Sean dissection.
Hawksby and Jacobs football review on TalkSport with Nissan's All-Star Van lineup. That's all-star quality.
TalkSport 2, official broadcast partner of the English Football League. On DAB+, online, via the TalkSport app, and on your smart speaker. This is the EFL Show on TalkSport 2.
So very good evening and thanks for your company tonight here on your home of the EFL TalkSport 2. I'm your host Dan Windle as we run our eye over another pulsating EFL weekend.
Archer into the edge of the 6-yard box, squares it, and there he is, right on cue. Jubarak Pom, Middlesbrough are on fire at the Riverside.
There are so many key games in the Championship at this stage of the season, and we have one here. Cabba steps up and he scores, bangs it down the middle. Silence around Bramall Lane.
If we play the next 5 games like that, we will stay in the Championship.
Corner from Fleck, a real in-swinger high into the penalty area, scrambled in, and it's 4-1. Cardiff City here have been given a real hammering.
They know absolutely what they have to do to save the club, and this kind of performance can help us to stay in the championship.
Millwall 2, Preston 0, a massive win. It felt like a playoff place for a place in the playoffs, so no wonder Millwall supporters cheered every last player.
Just because we're in it doesn't mean to say we're entitled to stay in it. We've got to scrap, we've got to fight.
Preston aren't out of it by any means. They're outside the playoff places on goal difference.
To give ourselves an opportunity to try and get in the top 6 with 4 games to go is fantastic.
Luton's 11th away win of the season. It's now 10 matches unbeaten, playoff bound, and still not out of the race for automatic promotion.
5 points ahead with the game in hand, so of course they're in a strong position, but while that's there, why not dream? Why not keep going?
Rotherham still in peril. Rotherham 0, Luton 2.
We can talk long and hard about our success at League One level, but it's all about getting in the Championship and staying in the Championship. So we know how difficult it is. It was on show today. It'll be on show on Tuesday and for the remaining 5 games. But we're in a good position.
They were happy with a point, which keeps them in the bottom 3 on goal difference below Cardiff.
We need so much more. We've got another 4 games left.
The Championship should be secured at Rotherham on Tuesday. Finished here, Reading 0, Burnley 0.
Relegation threat to the hosts, however, grows and grows. Without a win in 5, they're sat 1 point above the relegation places.
We're in the bottom 5 and we need to get out of here quick.
At Loftus Road, it finishes Queen's Park Rangers 0, Coventry City 3.
Work hard, give your best. If your best isn't good enough, then so be it. But make sure it's your best.
There is plenty to review as we address matters in the Championship Leagues 1 and 2 once more, including a second-tier race for the playoffs, almost tight beyond belief. I say that. We've learned to expect things like this in the Championship over the years, I suppose. In League One, Port Vale on a poor run, yes, but they've decided to sack the boss that took them up last season, that probably had them within one more win of safety guaranteed this season. We debate Darryl Clark's departure this hour. Also, Leyton Orient moved to the brink of promotion to League One, while Forest Green Rovers are the first through the trapdoor back to League 2, subjects to come. We'll also speak exclusively live tonight with the Burton Albion boss Dino Mammaria after their excellent weekend win over Sheffield Wednesday. That's all to come here tonight on Talk Sport 2. You're listening to the EFL show with Carling, the UK's #1 lager 18+. Please drink responsibly. Live with me, Dan Windle, for the entire